Hey everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. We'll wait another minute or two and then I will dive in. Does everyone have a fun drink with them? I'm drinking hot tea. I'm being kind of lame tonight. Normally on these calls I have a big glass of wine, but with daylight savings, oh my gosh, I'm going to bed like the next.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's Allie. Hey Allie. Oh, it's so good to see your face. All right. We'll wait like one more minute. Why don't you guys who are on so far introduce yourself before we kick it off?
I'm Denise Johnson. I just joined as a stylist last night.
Oh, welcome. We're thrilled to have you. Where do you live, Denise?
I'm in Sierra Vista, Arizona.
Very cool. And then Allie, I'm assuming he's on right now as a sponsor.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. And then what do you work outside of the home, or do you have a?
I do not. I'm retired.
Oh, good for you. This is a great retirement gig. It's so much fun. Yeah. How about you, Jessica?
I'm Jessica Wilson. I'm in Carlisle, Mass. I'm a school teacher.
Oh, awesome. And who did you sign up with?
Shanna Wickham.
Oh, very cool. Okay. And then Serena, how about you?
Hi guys, I'm Serena. I'm just gonna get some light. People can see. I've actually been a stylist for 4.5 years. I'm in Toronto, Canada, and I actually just sponsored a new team member today. So I'm hoping that she's able to jump on.
Awesome. Perfect. And are you in Christie's downline?
I am.
Oh, very cool. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, this is something we do every Monday, and we alternate. I'm in a pacing group with a group of executive and platinum leaders, and the 6 of us alternate leading. So everyone is kind of coming from different parts of the country, different teams, and so it's kind of nice to get on each week while you're in the beginning and hear all the different perspectives, because everybody has slightly different styles and words to say and ways of doing things, and it's a really good way to kind of be exposed to not only different leaders but different kind of teams as well. You can find some fun pacing groups on here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and dive in because it's 8:03, and this is just going to be a quick 30-minute call. And some of this probably has changed, Allie, the last time you were on a new stylist training call, but we have so many amazing home office resources now for new stylist training. So is everybody on that page for new stylist?
No, I know for sure that Denise is not, so I will get her on there. In fact, I'll find it while we're on this call.
Perfect. So we have a new stylist training kind of coach that her whole job is there to kind of support and offer kind of a bigger structured training to new stylists. So while your sponsor is your go-to person and your upline those are your people that you ask specific questions to and that sort of thing, we have got an amazing corporate new stylist coach as well, where you can learn a lot. So every Monday at I think it's 9:30 typically Pacific time, so that's like 12:30 our time. She does a 30-minute kind of welcome video, and you can go on and watch the one she did this morning, where she'll answer kind of a lot of how-tos and kind of the things you should be focused on. But this call is really good for us to kind of for us to tell you what our best practices are and what we recommend, kind of no matter what you want out of it. For me, I've been doing this, guys, at the end of this month, it'll be 10 years. And I was a college professor before I did this. I was a teacher at University of Richmond, and I had, at the time, 3 little boys, like under the age of, they were 5 and under at the time. Now they are 16, 14, and 11. And so it's been the span really of my childhood years. It's been such a nice, flexible job that I've ramped it up to doing it full time, but I've also in different parts of my life scaled back and done it more part-time or as more of a hobby. So that's been really nice that I like that I was the boss. I get to decide how much I worked, when I worked. When I wanted to make more money, I just worked harder. And when I wanted to scale back, I scaled back, and no one could tell me any different. So that really is the kind of beauty. While you're in business, you're in business for yourself. So you're the boss. You get to decide when you deserve a promotion. You get to decide when you want to ramp up your effort or scale back your effort, which is great, but you're not in business by yourself. So you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So you've got a team of extraordinary women who, the culture of this company, you guys, is amazing. It is all about women supporting women, encouraging women. It is, you are not going to see cattiness. You're not going to see competitiveness. You are going to see inspiration and support and encouragement. And it's so refreshing, and it's really nice. You'll end up getting things out of it that'll impact every part of your life beyond even your selling that business. So, that's something that to be really excited about. You become a part of a culture that is one that is going to be a great source of inspiration and encouragement for you. So you do have that great support, but again, it's your business. So you get to decide, what you want to do and how you want to do it. So typically what I ask my new stylist is, if you could wave a magic wand over your business, what would you want it to look like? Because a lot of different things can play into what that answer might be. Fear is one of them. So we might have big dreams, but when someone asks us what we want to do with it, we might say, oh gosh, not that much. I just want to, get free jewelry. Or we might downplay it because we're a little nervous, like to say like what we would really want. Like if we could make this whatever we wanted it to be, what would we want that to look like? And it's important your sponsor knows that kind of dream version of what you would like this to be, because it really can be anything you want it to be. So it can be as big as you want it to be. It can be as small as you want it to be, or it can be somewhere in the middle. But so at the end of the call, kind of when I go through some of my top tips, I would love to hear from you. If you could wave a magic wand over this, what would you want it to look like? What kind of hours would you want to work? What kind of money would you want to make? What are you looking to get out of it? Is it not about the money? Is it about making new friends, or getting to do some fun travel, or getting a boatload of gorgeous accessories, or maybe, to be able to walk away from a job you don't love, or maybe it's to fill it as something else in your life that you're looking for. So there's a million different things that this gives you. And, so knowing that and having your sponsor know that really is helpful for her to know how to, because all her job is to really help you kind of back into your goals. So you get to decide what those goals are. You get to decide what you want out of it. And your sponsor's job's like, okay, you want to make $1,000 a month. Here's how we do it. We're going to pick 4 dates every month, and we're going to block off like a 2-hour window, and boom, $1,000 a month is what you're going to make. So that's really the beauty of it. I love that side. And so let's talk a couple logistics. First of all, launching is, and this is no matter what you want out of it. Some of you on this call might want to make $10,000 a month, and some of you might just want as much free jewelry as you can get. Regardless about what you want out of it, I always recommend a couple of things. First, launch within 10 to 12 days. Don't overthink it. We have something called Jumpstart for the first 60 days where Sell and Dot just throws free product at us. So no matter how big or small we want this to be, we all want to get as much free as we can, because those are our business supplies. That's how we're going to wear it and share it. That's how we are going to get customers asking us about it, whether it's online or whether it's in person or whether it's while we're running to Kroger. The more we have to wear, the more likely we are going to sell. So you might as well get it for free. It's dumb to pay for it yourself when they're going to give it to you for free. So I always say do as much as you can in the first 60 days. Ideally, if you throw together your launch, I have a show on Thursday that I sent the invites out for last night. It does not have to be something planned well in advance. This is not a wedding. You're not throwing a baby shower that people block off. This is you pick a date, you wipe off your kitchen counter and invite your girls over. So I always say 10 to 12 days. That gives you enough time to get your stuff in, but it gives you plenty of time to still book more shows at that show in that same month. And especially with March, because right now we're at March 11th. You could do this next week and still have 2 other weeks in March to book trunk shows in. Whereas if you wait till the last week to do it, then you're booking into April and you're halfway through your jump start. So don't overthink. One of those things that this is dress up. It is not complicated. You do not need to know the names of anything. You don't need to know anything. It is gorgeous product on the table, and you have fun trying it on, helping people find things they love, making a mess, having a glass of wine. It is super, super, super fun and simple. So that's number one. So I would look at your calendar, find a date sometime in the next 10 days or so, and go ahead and just book it. And I always say with your launch, and your sponsor can help you do this in a little bit more detail, the more ways people see it, the more people are going to attend. So I like to do multiple forms of invites. I typically do an evite for every hostess, and including myself when I do my own show. And I always shoot for inviting 40 or more people. And the reason is, don't worry, 40 people are not going to show up at your house. But when you invite 40, you're going to get about 10 to 12. So typically you get about 25% of the people that you invite. So it's super important to over-invite, because it doesn't matter what the time, what night it is. It doesn't matter any of that. But if you invite 40, you're probably going to get 10. So, and your sponsor will go into more details on this with you, but just so, since you're probably going to get the ball rolling in the next day or so, shoot for like 40 plus on an evite. I personally, and not a lot of people do this, so you don't have to do this, but I like to take the mini lookbooks and print out the little cute Mimi images. If you go to Mimi, and your sponsor can show you how to do this too, and there's actually really good Mimi trainings on this. You can print cute little images that you can either print out like a picture, or you can use it as a textable image. And a lot of people use that as your text reminder or your text invite. So your sponsor will show you how to do all that good stuff. Mimi is gonna be your new best friend, by the way. So I mentioned earlier, Jacinta and that amazing new stylist training. That's gonna be your second go-to, is kind of getting familiar with our Mimi app. So you download it right from the App Store and you log in with your stylist information. It is incredible. It is truly amazing what you can do with that app. So many cool images you can develop. You can do great little calendars. You can do shareable images. It is like the best digital tool ever. So make sure you take the time to go through that with your sponsor, and you can get cute images with all your party information right there, ready to go. And there's also amazing training videos on there. So if you look up at the top of Mimi, go to training videos and just start watching those videos, whether when you're sitting in carpool line or whether you're at the gym and you just want, have some free time, wherever you are that you can sit there and listen to videos. I absorb that stuff all day long. If I'm, driving my kids around, or if I'm on a treadmill, I'll just play their training videos in the background, and you'll start to absorb it the more you do it. So that's a really, really good resource as well for training. I always tell people that after doing this for 10 years and having a couple of thousand women on my team, that it really only takes two things to do this business. The first one is enthusiasm. You have to talk about it. If you're not talking about it and you're not excited about it and you're not wearing it, it's not going to go anywhere, because it's not going to be one of those things that you sit at home and people come knocking on your door and saying, hey, do you happen to have any Sell On Dot in there? Like, it is one of those things you have to be kind of loud and proud about it. You have to be excited about it. The product sells itself, but your enthusiasm is what sells you. Your enthusiasm and your excitement about something. Like, I just posted a picture of the Crush It camo backpack, and I was like, OMG, can't wait to get this in the mail. Who wants to be on my pre-order list? And like 5 people have texted me and been like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. If I had gotten on there and said, who would like to buy this bag? People would have probably not reacted at all. But because I was like, I'm dying over this bag, people were all excited about it too. So just know that your excitement, your enthusiasm goes really, really far. I'd say that's about 95% of it. And the other 5%, is anyone on this call in business? Like, did anyone have a business background? Okay, great. Then it's all business is a numbers game. It's how many people you talk to, and it's letting the nose roll off your back. Like, that is business 101. I came from academia, so that took me a little while to get used to in the beginning. But if you talk to anyone in business, they will tell you it's a numbers game, and you have to collect the nose, and you have to let the nose roll off your back. So for about every 10 people you talk to, you're going to book one show. Same thing with growing your team, same thing with attendance. So it really is so much about talking to enough people. So it's being excited about it and then sharing it with enough people, and let the nose roll off your back. Every no you collect, you're getting that much closer. So if you know you've collected 9 no's, and you know your yes is right around the corner. But let's say for those first 60 days, I always say it's kind of something good to shoot for to get a lot of free product for Jumpstart and to really kind of get you off the ground is launching within 10 days, and then try to pick 4 other dates over that 2-month period, which is really like 8 hours of work over 2 months, and block off 4 dates that you would love to fill with your first chunk shows. And you're going to start with, everybody starts with friends and family. The goal is to be out of friends and family by the time you're done with Jumpstart. So look at those 4 dates. You can pick what works for you. I personally like to do a Thursday night girls night. I love going out on a Thursday night. I get to sneak out of the house and get off homework duty and go out and have a glass of wine, meet fun girls, and it's always a really popular trunk show night. And then I also personally like a Sunday afternoon. So it's after church, I come home, get everyone settled, and then I sneak out for 2 to 4, and that's a good time slot. It might be completely different for you. Yours might be a Saturday morning. Yours might be a Friday morning. It might be a Wednesday night. You find a day or 2 a week that works for you, and then book your schedule around your schedule. This is not something where you call someone and say like, oh my gosh, what works for you? I'll do anytime, any place, anywhere. If you only have Thursday nights available, you could say, oh, I've got Thursday the 10th or Thursday the 17th, which one works better for you. More options is not necessarily a good thing. Having it being like, oh, I could do this or that, people have a lot easier time deciding between this or that. So that's something to keep in mind, is kind of look at your calendar. Let's see if I've got one around me. I don't think I have one on me. I like to have my month. I just have my monthly calendar, and then I put a big highlight around the dates that I want to fill. And then I just talk to enough people until I get those dates filled. So you are probably in a lot of the training videos you're watching, or when you sit down and do your first call with your sponsor, you're going to talk about something called a who do you know list. And that's simply a way for you to brainstorm different social circles that you have. Because ideally, you don't want your first 4 shows to be all with the same crowd. So you don't necessarily want your 4 best friends to do your first 4 shows. You might have one with your best friends, one with your coworkers, one with your neighbors, and one with like a family member. So that when you have those first 4 shows, at those shows, you're going to meet their friends and family, and then you're going to book shows with them. And that's how you get out of your friends and family very quickly. So that's just a little rule of thumb, is pick your date and then pick 4 other dates, and then just talk to enough people until you fill those dates. You want the nose roll off your back, get people excited about coming to your show. It's a numbers game, so talk to enough people, but your enthusiasm is very contagious. And it's really all about what you're doing for them. If you always think to yourself, like, the fear is normal. We all kind of get butterflies when we think about, having our own show and are people going to show up and all that. That's totally normal to feel those butterflies. But just know that it's totally a numbers game. But secondly, a lot of it is the way you talk about it. So if you feel like you're providing a service, if you feel like you're going to provide a really fun girls' night, where when someone does a show with you, they're going to get a big shopping spree just for getting their girls over, and you are going to put on this amazing show for them, that is what they'll feel like they're getting. If you feel like you're asking them for a favor, they're going to feel like you're asking them for a favor. So just know, like, just a little tweak in language and also in mindset goes really far. So, saying something like, oh my gosh, I would love to come and do a show for you and your girlfriends. It'll be super fun. You're going to get all these pieces that you love for free. That feels much different than, will you do a trunk show for me? Like, see that it's you're saying the same thing, but you're saying it just slightly different. So always remember, talk about what you're going to do for them, not what they're going to do for you. It's a very, very small little shift in thinking, but goes really, really far. And really our whole business is that, no matter what I do, I like to, I'm going to mute, there's a little bit of background noise. Okay. No matter what, I always like to come from a place of service, whether I am working with a customer who is looking for something for a special occasion, whether it is, with a hostess. My whole goal is for the hostess to have an amazing girls' night with her friends, and then to get a boatload of free product. Or if it's a stylist on my team, I'm coming from a place of service of how can I'm going to mute a little bit of background just in case. Okay, there we go. Coming from that place of service with my stylist, like, what can I do to help her reach her goals? What can I do to help her fulfill that why that we talked about earlier? So that goes really far too. So always get back to the place of, I'm providing a great service. I'm providing a product that people love, providing a business opportunity that could change someone's life. I'm providing a hostess with a really much needed girls' night with her friends. So if that makes sense, that's kind of it. So I'm going to unmute you guys really quick, and then I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear what your, if you could wave a magic wand here. Helene, I'm going to unmute this one. One of your noises is making background.
Yeah,
noise.
I'm trying to do that.
Okay, there you go. I think if I mute this one and not this one, it works well.
Okay.
Okay, and then, okay, so who wants to go first? Feel free to unmute yourself too.
I'll go first.
Go for it, Denise.
Okay, so I really love the product. I find myself having a lot of free time. I'm retired military, and I went to a party Saturday, and I've never heard of Stella and Dot before in my life. So I was really excited to be at the party, and I bought some products, and I just got to thinking that I think I could really do well with this in the area that I'm in, because I'm by a military base. So I talked to Sue Bear, the person who actually hosted the party, and she said there was no one in my area except for Tucson that actually there was an actual stylist. So that gives me a lot of motivation to do well here. And I really like to go big or go home.
I love it. That's awesome. I will tell you, it is one of those things that if you back it up with action, it will come. Like it is, Allie has worked her booty off to grow Arizona, and it is a wide open territory. So there is so much room for growth. I know Stella and Dot would love to find some great leaders there. So you've got a great support system, and yeah, sky's the limit. I love it. That's awesome, Denise.
Yes.
Good. And then Jessica, how about you?
I started buying Stella and Dot over a year ago, and I've gone back and forth with whether to sell it. I didn't really know if I had any friends that would be interested. I've never really seen any of them show much interest, but I noticed that as I started to talk about it, when I would wear certain pieces, they'd start asking, oh, is that Stella and Dot? So I started seeing that the conversation does flow pretty well, and decided why not? So sharing that passion with them too.
Yeah, you just nailed it on the head. Like it's all about your excitement and your passion. Like it is one of those things that it's contagious. People want to be around happy people who love what they do and who are excited about what they do. You know, I think most of us hear people complain all day long about hating what they do. So when someone's like excited about something, and girls love pretty things. We like feeling pretty. We like, I mean, I'm sitting here in the video and these new earrings, I'm like, oh, they're really cute. You know what I mean? We like cute stuff. We like feeling cute. So again, going back to that place of service, like you realize you're like, oh, okay, so people like this stuff. That's what's great about doing shows too, you guys. If you just pile them in and do a bunch of shows in the beginning, you realize you're like, okay, girls like to shop. That's interesting.
Yes.
They like the price point.
Yes, we do.
Yes, they do. They do, and they love, and it's so much better with friends. Like I think one of the reasons the Trunk Show works so well is that they like to do it with a glass of wine in their hand and have girlfriends be like, what do you think of these? Should I wear these? Are these me? You know, when you're in a department store with like a random sales lady and nobody else, it's lonely, and it's like you don't really know, does it look good? So it's so much fun when you do it, you know, at a show. So I love that. That's great, Jessica. I'm glad you decided to dive in. Okay, Helene, how about you?
What was the question, please?
Oh, what would you love to see happen with your
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're totally fine. I know these Zooms can be a little confusing. You're 100% fine. I like your headscarf, by the way. You look very chic.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what would you love to see happen with your Stella and Dot business?
I just want to be able to be free to talk to people. I'm not the type of person that will start a conversation. And that's my biggest problems. And I don't have a lot of friends. I don't go out that much. But today I went to my apartment complex here, which is a huge apartment complex. And I spoke to the manager.
Yeah.
And I gave her my pamphlet. So she said, I said, what activities in this apartment complex? I don't know of any. So they said they are trying. And by the middle of March, they're going to have one that everybody can bring their stuff and just be there and everybody walk around and look at it. So I'm waiting I just did that today.
Oh, good for you. See what happens?
That was a big step for me.
You know what? That's one of my as a sponsor and as a coach, it's one of my favorite things to see with a stylist on my team, to see her overcome something that she was scared of or something that she felt like she wasn't good at. Like there is no better feeling in the world. It's like the pride you get, like, oh my gosh, look, you just did something you didn't think you could do.
I was happy to do that today. So I'm waiting on that one, and I'm waiting for, I don't know how to do pop-up. but I have a christening coming up, I think March 18th.
Awesome.
And I told the lady that I would just bring my jewelry and we'll just do some, I don't know if that's what do you call that?
I call it a pop-up. That's
Pop-up,
exactly what it
pop-up,
is.
yeah,
The
pop-up.
pop-up's
Okay.
perfect.
Yeah,
So
so I'm planning to do that on the 18th.
that's okay. So look at you. You've already booked 2 shows in the next 2 weeks. That's super impressive. That's awesome.
Yes.
And
Yes.
pop-ups are a great way, especially if you want to get into some newer social circles. It's a really good way to meet strangers and acquaintances and to kind of get into some new circles. I do them at my hot yoga studio. I've done them at my nail salon, my hair salon. My 3 new stylists that signed up in January and February were all from pop-ups. They were all people that I did not know.
What's a pop-up?
A pop-up is basically when you go into like some kind of a public place. It could be a boutique, a hair salon, a nail salon, anything like that. And you just have a little table and you have your jewelry out. So it's kind of like a show on the go.
Yes.
Whoever happens to be there. So obviously there's a lot of women in nail salons and hair salons and places like that and boutiques. And it's a great way to do some cross networking. So I always approach businesses and I always say, like, I'll invite my customers. Your customers will be here anyway. It'll be a great way to cross network. And then they feel like they're getting something out of it too. Even if you don't have any customers yet, they don't know that.
No.
Okay, I love that. Congrats, Helene. That's awesome. There really is, you guys, all of us, we grow so much in different ways here. There's always something that we're not so good at, and it's personal development. And it's like, you know, if I see somebody who's really good at something, then I will watch them and learn from them, and then I'll get better at that thing. So like Allie is like so much more like methodical and organized, and she's always really good about like, okay, I want to talk to 40 people today and I'm going to check them off my list. And so I watched her systems and I learned her systems and I got better at it because of that. So there's always someone who's got something that you want to get better at. And so it's an easy way to kind of watch and learn.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm really looking forward to working with Allie.
She is the best. She is such a sweetheart. She's a very strong leader. Okay, good. And then, so Serena, I know you are a current stylist, correct? And there's a Tania on here. Can you unmute yourself? We'd love to hear from you. Okay.
Yes. So Kelly, I'm a current stylist, but
Yes,
what
okay,
would you
I
like?
recognize you.
Yeah, no, we did a call. You really helped me out recently when you came on our team call.
Oh, that's right. That's why I recognize you. Okay.
Yeah. What would you like? Sorry, what would you like me to speak on?
Well, I
There's
wanted to
a lot of
make sure
things
I just wanted to make sure all the new stylists got a chance to share your why. Is Tania that's on right now? Are you a new stylist? Or are you a current stylist? Or a previous stylist? She might not be able to unmute herself. Serena, why don't we wait while she unmutes? Why don't you tell us what was your why? Like what made you dive into Sell and Doc?
So I think the beautiful thing is, which I didn't realize at the time, is that your why really changes as the business goes on. So when I had signed up 4.5 years ago, I was on my second maternity leave. I had 2 babies at home with me, and part of it was for some fun money to go out, you know, go to Starbucks on, you know, mommy dates and play dates. And really it was to get out of the house and meet new people. So my kids were 2 years apart, so there weren't really play groups where I could take both of them. So it was really an excuse to get out kind of without them and just do something for myself and have an excuse to get dressed up and just feel a bit more put together as a new mom. And then I came for the jewelry. I stayed for the community. This little hobby, my fun employment, kind of morphed into a different career. So after my second went into kindergarten, I decided not to go back to the 9 to 5 and to stay home and to do this full time. So now I'm growing a team and am kind of within the leadership ranks. And my why now is really, it's being able to earn a paycheck on a flexible schedule and be here for my kids to do drop off and pick up and field trips and all of that stuff. And then, like I said, the community. I couldn't imagine life without these women.
Oh my gosh, I totally agree. We have gone on so many fabulous trips. So we have Hoopla is our big national conference, and it's this year's in Denver at the new Gaylord they're building. It's not even done yet. It looks amazing. And then there's all kinds of glam getaways you can earn. Everyone can still really easily earn the one for Mexico. It just started like it started 2 months ago, but it is like the easiest trip ever to earn. Like it is the points wise. You could get a girl on our team earned it in 1 month. It was incredible. She earned the whole trip in 1 month. Okay. Oh, good. Is it? Am I saying it right? Is it Tania or Tanaya?
It's Tanya.
Tanya. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Sorry.
That's okay.
Oh,
the spelling throws everybody. Don't worry.
okay. So I would love to hear if you could wave a magic wand over your business. What would you want it to look like?
My business is going to be me staying home with my kids. I have 3 children, and just like Serena said, I have no interest in going back to a 9-to-5 with 3 little people. I didn't take this seriously at first. I've been a stylist since April of 2018. And just coming up into the Christmas season, I saw the real potential and the real magic that can happen. And working with a great upline, and our team is fantastic, and just making it happen. That's it. That's what my goal is, to make it happen so that it does turn into all that it can be.
Yeah, that's such a great example, because I've seen it happen so many times with women on my team. Someone might not have jump started how they wanted, or they might not have, worked as much as they wanted, or just timing or whatever happened. And then all of a sudden they flip a switch and they decide like, okay, this month's going to be different. That's the beauty. Every single month is a brand new month in our business. And so every month you can say, okay, here's what I want to do. Here's what I want to make. And so if a month, if 1 month doesn't go so well, boom, the month's over. We all start back at the same place the next month. So that is really the beauty. And I've seen so many women on my team do that, where they go from very happy hobbyists, which for those of you who don't know, a hobbyist is just somebody who kind of fluxes in, fluxes out, does it, kind of sporadically, a lot of times more during the holidays and things like that. And I've seen them turn into major directors on my team because they've decided to flip a switch, and they're like, okay, I'm ready to make some serious money doing this, or I'm ready to, this is even my vacation budget. I need to make, $2,000 a month to pay for this trip that we have coming up. And then you talk to your sponsor, and like you said, having a good upline that helps you back into that goal goes really, really far. Okay. All right. So I think we have one more person who just joined us, so we'll introduce Lisa really quick. Lisa, do you want to tell us, are you a new stylist, Lisa, or are you a sponsor? You might not be able to unmute. I know some people are probably like in the middle of like.
My phone is about to die, so I'm going to have to get off here and charge it real quick.
Yeah, and actually our call is ending. It'll automatically cut off in a couple of minutes anyway. So what questions do you guys have? Oh, wait, Lisa, were you able to unmute?
Yes, I am muted.
Oh, good.
So I am a new stylist and a sponsor.
Oh, good. Wow, good for you. Double whammy. Oh, and actually Lisa, that's a good segue for me to talk about bringing along a friend. I can't believe I almost forgot to bring this up. The fastest way for you guys to get a boatload of jewelry is to do exactly what Lisa just did. She is a brand new stylist, and she brought along a friend. If you do that, let's say in the month of March, and you have your launch in March, and you bring along one friend who's joined your team, and she launches in March as well, and you guys have $2,000 in sales between the two of you, which is totally normal, you are going to promote to something called Associate Stylist, and you're going to get an $800 shopping spree. So just like I told you guys, my biggest advice is to launch within 10 days. My second biggest advice is to bring along a friend in the same month that you launch and get her launched in that same month, and boom, $800. It would take 8 trunk shows to earn the equivalent in Jumpstart. So that is kind of a no-brainer, and your sponsors coach all together. So don't ever think that like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing yet. I can't bring anyone along. Your sponsor is going to co-coach you guys, so it's no big deal. So Lisa, that's exciting. How did you bring along your friend?
It was kind of by accident. I didn't know her. I did a Facebook page and post and accidentally promoted it. Of course, I ended up having to pay for it, but accidentally promoted it, and somehow she got it. And I live in Virginia Beach, and she's in Arkansas.
Oh, awesome. I mean, I'm in Richmond, so you're so
yeah.
I'm so excited to have some more Virginia Beach stylists. Like, I have been dying for that area. Good for you. Okay, good. Well, any other questions you guys can think of before we pop off? It's going to cut off on us automatically in about 4 minutes. Anyone have any burning questions? All right. Well, here's the plan then. Okay. Pick your date, launch within 10 days. Your sponsor will help you go through the whole invite process to make sure you run the numbers and all that good stuff. Wear it, share it, be excited about it. The more you talk about it, the more passionate you are about it. People are drawn to that. They are drawn to happy, positive, excited people. It's a numbers game, all businesses. Let the nose roll off your back. Talk to as many people as you can. It takes talking to 10 to book one. So when you get 9 no's in a row, no big deal. That's business 101 for you. And lastly, bring along a buddy. It's so much more fun with a friend. It's somebody to bounce ideas off of in the beginning. The stylist special this month especially is so, so good. So bring along 2 or 3 or 4 friends. Like, it is awesome and you will have a blast. And I hope I get to meet all of you in Mexico. So go for glam. You can get there. Allie and I went to Mexico last year together and we had a blast. All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us so much. And please friend me on Facebook. It's Kelly Sears Cox, and let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.